Wow, Kansas State upsets Oklahoma for the second year in a row. 31 points in the second half. 31 points in the second half by Kansas State after only scoring 7 in the first half. Oklahoma was playing great defense. Offensively, looked efficient. Yes, Spencer Rattler did throw a couple of interceptions. He did throw 2 interceptions, which were bad picks. But besides that, the dude was like what 17 for 19 at one point. Even though he did throw those two picks, his only incompletions were those 2 picks. So they were running the football really, really nice. I don't know why they stopped running the ball with Seth McGowan in the second half, but Seth McGowan was getting it going. He was averaging over 5 yards a carry. Defensively, like I said, Alex Grinch was having this defense play really good. And to be honest with you, it was to be expected. This was the same Kansas State team that got embarrassed by Arkansas State in Week 1 of the Big 12 schedule. They lost to Arkansas State. How in the hell, Oklahoma, did you lose this game to Kansas State? I almost called them Arkansas State. But how in the hell did you lose this game to Kansas State? How? For the second year in a row by the same quarterback. Not to mention, this was his first 300-yard performance of his career. Oh my goodness gracious. People, we already knew this, but it is now confirmed. The Big 12 sucks. Texas, if you don't win the Big 12 this year, you really should be ashamed of yourself. Tom Herman should be fired. I'm just calling it right now. He should be fired if he doesn't win the Big 12 this year. Oklahoma State looks like a hot mess. They can barely beat Tulsa. Texas Tech, we already know how they're going to be playing. They're probably going to be scoring 50 points a game, but they're going to be giving up 100 points. Freaking West Virginia, well, we still got to see what happens with West Virginia, but they only beat a crappy FCS school Week 1. Iowa State lost to Iowa State lost to an FCS opponent. The Big 12 is a complete embarrassment. All the top teams that everyone kept saying that this team could dethrone Oklahoma has lost except for one, and I think that's Texas. West Virginia was never even in the conversation. A lot of people thought they were going to be mediocre, but Texas is the only team. Oklahoma State, Iowa State, those teams have looked horrible. But now Oklahoma to lose to Kansas State, this is absolutely ridiculous. So Texas, if you guys don't win the Big 12 this year, I don't want to hear anything from Texas fans. I don't want to hear anything about Tom Herman, that he's young and that he has a bright future ahead and that he only had a down year this year. He dealt with a lot of injuries. I don't want to hear any of that. Texas, if you guys don't win the Big 12 this year, Tom Herman should be fired. My God. And you know what? I don't know what in the hell Oklahoma has to do to get a defense coordinator. Alex Grinch, for the longest time now, we've been hearing, well, Alex Grinch doesn't have the players. At some point, that excuse has to go away. Oklahoma probably has the most talented team in the Big 12. They have the most talented defense in the Big 12. You're talking about a defense that was number 1 last year in the Big 12 in defense. It was a very, very improved defense. Matter of fact, it was a top 35, top 30 defense last year? You're telling me that Kenneth Murray was that damn important to that damn defense? Gallimore was that important to that defense? Because Oklahoma fell apart. No pass rush at all in the second half. The coverages and open field tackling was off. They couldn't press in the line. They couldn't press or jam in the line of scrimmage against these Kansas State receivers. I mean, everything you could potentially think of that went wrong for Oklahoma on defense, it did in the second half. Kansas State wasn't even really running the ball effectively until, guess what? Late in the second half. This was just a complete, utterly embarrassing performance by the Oklahoma Sooners tonight. And this was the number 3 ranked team. Now, again, the Big Ten didn't play. The Pac-12, they're not playing until October, that early November period. But Oklahoma had an expectation. When you're ranked 3rd, you have an expectation to play like it. And to lose to Kansas State this time at home after that team lost to Arkansas State the week before, a couple weeks before, and you had all those, and you had the tape to see Kansas State's offense and you had the tape to see Kansas State's entire football team. I can barely talk right now because I'm just shocked by this. But you had Kansas State and you had game tape on them. You had tape on them. And not just that, but you had a bye week. I don't know how in the hell the Big 12 has a bye week this early, but you had a bye week. And you still come out and play like utter garbage against this Kansas State football team. First of all, I'm just going to say this, guys. A lot of credit has to go to the Kansas State football team. The coaching staff did a phenomenal job coaching these young men, but the resiliency of these young men to not quit after being down 7-21 against the number 3 ranked team in the country, and to come out in the second half and to dominate the way that they did, kudos, man. Just kudos. Only 14 points. They only gave up 14 points in the second half. Congratulations to the Kansas State Wildcats. You guys did a phenomenal job tonight. And like I said, the coaching staff, the players, Skylar Thompson, the fans that were there, you guys deserve just nothing but credit. So congratulations to the Kansas State Wildcats. Oklahoma, your playoff hopes are it's over. It's over. And you know what's funny? We keep saying this every year about Oklahoma because every time they lose, we keep saying it. But no, for real, it's over. It's done. The way that the Pac-12 schedule is, the way that the Big Ten schedule is compacted, it's over for Oklahoma. It's over. Again, Texas, if you don't win the Big 12 this year, Tom Herman should be fired. Alex Grinch, if he doesn't get his act together of making that defense better, he should be on the hot seat. I don't know what Oklahoma has to do, man, to have a good defense. But Spencer Rattler, extremely young, talented man. I know it's going to suck for him. I know he's going to get a lot of blame. And he should take it. He should take the criticism because he threw some horrible passes today. But he is young. He is a redshirt freshman. And I think he only needs more playing time experience to become better. I think that's a very talented young man. But Oklahoma, as a complete team effort, this was a complete embarrassment by that team, and the coaching staff and the players should get the blame for it. They should take the blame for it. But like I said, yeah, but you know what? The players really, we got to give the blame to the players, but the majority of it has to go to that coaching staff. Lincoln Riley and Alex Grinch, that coaching staff deserves the blame for not preparing these young men against that team that same team that lost to Arkansas State. I can barely talk. I can barely get my sentences out. But I don't even, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Oklahoma does not deserve, if they win the Big 12 this year, they don't deserve to get in. They don't deserve to get in. They don't deserve to get in because this is a sign. Even if they go ahead and win the Big 12, this is a sign, an indication that even if they win this conference, they will, if they get to the college football playoffs, we already know what the outcome is going to be. They're going to get blown out again in the first round. So please, for the College Football Playoff Committee, don't let this team in if they win the Big 12. Don't do it. You know what's going to happen. And Oklahoma fans should really say the same shit because you know what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm dragging this video on. That's all I got for you guys, at least for now. More college football content coming up a little bit shortly. But anyway, Jan716, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.